What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking about dual power in this video because this set has been 100% leaked and we know everything in this booster set. And we're going to talk about it in this video and we are going to break it down. Not only do we know all the reprints in this set, we know every single one of the OCG imports, and we might actually know a decent amount about some of the pull ratios. I guess I should say more specifically about some of the cards that might actually be short printed. I don't want to recklessly speculate and say, this card is confirmed short print or anything like that, but just some of the cards in here, the person did open a decent amount of product and they only got like one copy of the card, and usually that kind of indicates that a card is like short printed, because even if you look at this small batch of cards right here, you can see this person pulled about 5 billion copies of Eternal Soul, but then has like 3 copies of Impermanence and Evenly Matched. Now these are not the cards I'm talking about being short printed. Some of those cards, like, they only got like one copy, and it appears that Infinite Impermanence and Evenly Matched are both not short printed, which is absolutely amazing because, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I had gotten rid of my impermanences about a month ago, and I definitely want to get some more because the card is still absolutely fantastic. So we can see some of the new cards here, and we can also see some of the old favorites. Now, the reason they're printing Eternal Souls in here is because Quintet Magician is also in here, which I kind of feel like is going to be a chase card. I gotta give Konami mad props here. I applaud them for reprinting Fright for Patchwork. It's not like there are any new Fluffle cards in here as far as I know, but I personally complained when Fright for Patchwork, not that the card was released or anything, but I complained about this card, Infusion Enforcers, only being a rare. I thought that was just like silly. This is one of the best cards in the Fluffle archetype. It deserves to have at least a super rare, and obviously now it is going to be an ultra rare. We got Mark of the Rose. I'm guessing that is supposed to go with like the aroma stuff in here, and the fact that Aromatherapy Jasmine finally in the TCG. We have a couple of the new Dark Magician cards. This is crazy because I feel like I just talked about these cards maybe like 6 weeks ago. I feel like I did videos on them and we already got them in the TCG. Like, that was super fast. We got Chaos Form because Blue Eyes Chaos Max is in here, obviously, like super popular fan card. We have the Trickstar Premature Burial, which is not bad. Trickstar Premature Burial in here. That could be a one of in the archetype. Could maybe be a niche spot, very similar to like Trickster Carabane. What else do we have? I think it's gonna go to, it's gonna continue on with the spells. We have Shining Draw, I believe is what this card is called. That's another card that just got announced not that long ago, and we're already getting it in the TCG. You guys can see some of the Necros cards, Card of Demise. Double or Nothing is something that is super spicy to me. I think that hopefully the card will not cost that much because I definitely want to pick up Double or Nothing and probably a couple of copies of Utopia Double. We've got the Goki Cage Match, which is the field spell. If you're playing Gokis, chances are you're probably not going to run this. Pendulum of My Souls. We've got some Shadow cards in here. Not just El Shadow Fusion, but Shadow Fusion is in the set as well. Dark Magical Circle can never have too many reprints of that card. Excellent card. When it comes to the synchros, Konami did a really good job with these. Naturia Beast, not an expensive card, but still obviously a very strong card in today's meta, especially any deck that runs Glow Up Bulb. We got Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a really good card. Obviously the guard dragons make it very viable. And then Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This card, to my knowledge, had only had one printing. I believe it was in like High Speed Riders, and maybe not of recent times because the cat was kind of out of the bag about this reprint in Jerome McHale's video. But before that, this card reached like $65, and basically every guard dragon deck is playing this card, so it's kind of expensive to plop out basically $70 for one synchro. And now it's going to be a lot more accessible. But you guys can see with some of the ratios, like with Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, this person got 4. With Naturia Beast, they basically got like double the amount. We also have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, and then we have Calamity. I don't think anyone's really going to play Calamity. When it comes to the fusion monsters, Quintet Magician, I actually think that this is going to be kind of like one of the chase cards. I know that it's really not super competitive focus or competitive based, but it just feels like a very popular fan card for like Dark Magician players. So I feel like players will probably go after this. We have Predaplant, Dragostopelia. This is actually quite relevant because anyone playing Super Polymerization, really good against Thunder Dragons. I also feel like this card should have, I think in the TCG it's like a common or maybe even a rare. I kind of feel like this card should have been at least a super. I mean, it basically has a foolish, I mean, not a foolish barrier. It basically has like a Phoenix Chain type effect, so it's a really good card. We've got a new hero fusion monster, so they're definitely giving us a whole lot of cards in here. We of course have the Lolly Ghost Girl hand traps. Who doesn't love these? Ash Blossom and Joy Spring just got reprinted, but Konami's like, we gonna go ahead and reprint that again. Excellent time to pick up Ghost Spell. I don't have any Ghost Spells, so I'll definitely be picking these up. And then we got Ghost Ogre, and then obviously the Winter Cherries, the Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. Now this is some more XC cards, or some XC cards, and Utopia Double. It's a little alarming that they only have one of those here, because I kind of feel like Double or Nothing and Utopia Double is kind of like a, you know, it's like a package deal. So I definitely would want to get a copy of this card, but if it's like super short printed, hopefully that would not make the card expensive. I think Great Magnus is mainly in here because you know, Super Quantums are getting a ton of support in Dark Neostorm. It kind of makes sense to make it a lot easier for the players to get. King Dragon Attuned for Hieratics, that's in here because Hieratics are getting their Link monster finally in the TCG. When it comes to some effect monsters, we got some good ones. Mega Zaborg, I believe, hadn't been reprinted in a very long time. I forget exactly what set this card came out of. Maybe like Invasion Vengeance or something like that. I know it was a mega print. It was in the Mega Tins, but I know that this card was like $18 at one point because I just went ahead and sold mine because I was like, I think it's in the I think it's in Dual Power. We got some other good ones. Galaxy Soldier, another card that has been historically kind of expensive for you Cyber Dragon players out there. We got Vision Hero Vyon. Obviously, Konami giving us the Shurit reprint because Shurit is finally unbanned. The new Cyber Dragon Nashter, brand new card for Cyber Dragons. If you're a Cyber Dragon player, you're probably going to want to pick up some of this, or maybe if you're looking to build Cyber Dragons, because not only are you getting Nashter, but then you have the Galaxy Soldier, so it's like really good reprints right there. We've got Winged Dragon around Spear Mode and the Immortal Phoenix. We got Silver and Gold Gadget, and Konami even gave us some Star Seraphs, which is pretty nice. Now, we did get Righty and Lefty Driver as OCG imports. However, there is no Christian Needle Fiber in here, so it's not going to be like broken like it was in the OCG, where you just go summon Righty Driver, instant Needle Fiber, and then you just like pop the hell off. It's not going to be quite that OP as, I mean, it's still like a one-card synchro technically, because this one right here, I don't know if this is, I would assume this is Lefty Driver because the gun, I guess, is on the left side. This card is a tuner, so that's kind of cool. Now, when it comes to rituals, obviously we expected a lot of Necrons. This is really, really alarming. This is one of the most alarming things. So look at the ratios right here of the Necros cards. You see tons of copies of Unicorn, tons of copies of Colossus, but then you look at like Valkyris and Brio, and it's only 2 copies of Valk and 1 copy of Brio. And it's like, did you short print these? Because, I mean, if you guys remember, the original Secret Forces, like these were the same 2 cards that were short printed in that set. Like the reason that the Necros of Brionic was originally $180 was because it was like 1 out of every 6 boxes, and the Valkyris was $60 because it was also short printed. So if Konami reprinted the actual reprint ratios, that's terrible. But if I'm a Necros fan, I'm not particularly thrilled about the 2 most expensive Necros cards. Maybe being the 2 hardest to pull. We got the Dark Magician Ritual Monster, which again felt like it just was announced not that long ago in the TCG. When it comes to the Link monsters, we've got a bunch of them. Link Karibo getting reprinted. Beat Cop from the Underworld. We've got the Prophecy Link Monster, Security Dragon, Borolo Dragon, Alternative Arts. I think I actually like the original art more. We actually have the Backup Secretary Link Monster. This was in, I think, the 20th anniversary for the OCG, so it's kind of nice that Konami is giving us that. And then we have the Hieratic Link. Only one of them was pulled, so maybe that could be possibly short printed. 2 copies right here of Aroma Seraphie Jasmine, obviously a card that is like super good, especially in the TCG. We still have Glow Bulb Sport and 3 copies of Lone Fire Blossom. They don't have any of that stuff in the OCG. Man, if we had Dandelion, what we could do with this card would actually be like, it would be disgusting. It would end up getting banned. But if you guys want to check out like the 100% just full spoiler list, I will go ahead and include an image, or I'll include a link in the description. For the most part, that is what the basis of this set actually is. And I don't know, some people are saying that they kind of feel like the set is disappointing. I don't feel that way at all. The reason that I think some people are saying, oh man, Cap, this set is awesome, but it's not as good as we thought it was going to be. The reason I think people are saying that is because Konami basically led with their strongest foot. Like, Konami led with the most important cards. Konami from the jump told us, hey guys, Borlo Dragon's in here, evenly matched, Impermanence, Ghost Bell, Ash Blossom, and we saw those and we were like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I think that we kind of thought naturally the set could only go up, but then with the cards that Konami brought in, a lot of them are just kind of fun cards, anime cards, cards that are not going to have any, you know, competitive implications. And I think it's because we knew about the competitive cards that people are like, damn, you know, it's kind of like we got the surprise too early. If Konami would have talked about these cards and then like things like, you know, Impermanence and Evenly Match would have been revealed later, we would probably have like way more hype and people would be like, oh my god, this is the greatest set ever. We thought it was going to suck because of these cards being revealed, but it ended up having a lot of amazing cards. I think when you look at this set as a whole, I think there are like 20 legitimately good and strong cards in this set, and I'm not going to trash Konami for that, especially considering they got us a lot of these cards all at once, and people have been wanting these cards. Me personally, I want an Impermanence, I want a Utopia double, I want double or nothing. I might even pick up a Beat Cop from the Underworld just because I like the artwork. But you guys tell me what you think of Duel Power. Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.